this is the project we're doing today. Now, like I said, I didn't get the stamp and die set until last night. So this morning, right away when I got up, I already had these papers foiled, and I tried it with this to make sure before I went ahead and did anything else. But I love how that turned out. So you can get, because this is, okay, so this is the paper and it's foiled. This is the toner sheet. So you can die cut those and end up with two cards, but they're opposite. And I love how that turned out. So that's what we're doing today. And we're using my black and white geometrics, which you can color or you can foil or you can do both. And on this one, I used one of the toner sheets. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And I know I show you foiling a lot, but I love it so much. And for those of you that don't know how to do it, but these are some, this one is actually from my florals, and I think I'm going to use that one. But these are some of the geometrics in that set. And to get started, you have an option. So I'm going to show you a couple things. Like for this card, what I did was I took and this is another pattern. I took a Tombow marker and I took the brush end and I simply went across the entire thing to color it. And that's how I got this color on here. Now with this pattern, because it's so big, you could go ahead and color in each of those pieces of this pattern, but this was quick and easy. I just went and colored the entire thing. After I colored it, then I foiled it. Now you can color first and foil, or you can foil and then color. Either way works. So I'm going to show you over here. I have the piece I die cut this from. I didn't color the entire thing because I was trying to do it very quickly. So that's how I did it, and that's how you get that beautiful result. So you can color these papers so easily and then foil them, and I love how that looked. Now I'm going to show you guys real quick how to foil for those of you that might not know how easy it is. You need a laminator. This one I am not coloring, I'm just going to foil it because I have another project in mind. And I am using some of the fancy foils from Gina K in Therm O Web here because I have this beautiful red. Okay. And these are a little bit bigger than my cardstock. So I'm going to just cut off the excess. Gina, you didn't know you could color and foil? Yes. And it doesn't matter if you color first and then foil, or do the foiling first and then color. The foil will pop through if you color afterwards. So I cut this to size. And then I'm just taking a piece of copy paper and I'm placing it in here, and you put the pretty side up because the foil is on the back side, and that's what's going to adhere to your paper. So I'm going to put through the laminator. Now this is a Royal Sovereign laminator. You can use, there's so many different laminators on the market. This one I think is on Amazon and it's like $32. But I know at some of the big box stores they have laminators that are around $20, $24. This particular one, I turn it on. It is a hot and cold laminator, so there's 2 settings there. And I turn it on hot, and I let it heat up for a good 15 minutes before I laminate anything. This little green light will turn green when it's ready. Here, move that over so you can see. That turns green when it's ready, but I still wait. Even if it turns ready in about 5 minutes, I still give it like 15 minutes. And honestly, you don't have to put this through twice. I just always do. I feel it just works better for me when I put it through twice. So Lisa is putting information about the laminators into the comments, so you can definitely get one inexpensively. And the best part, I think, about foiling, this is hot, Gina. I always do it on hot. But the best part about foiling to me is the reveal. So like when you pull this off and you see that beautiful foil paper, isn't that stunning? That is so beautiful. Now I can take this and use it with the toner paper, but I always like to put it back through because this looks a little wrinkly, and sometimes those wrinkles come through on my foil or on my paper. So I'm going to put this back through the laminator, and sometimes I'll put it back through twice. I'll turn it and put it back through a second time. But that is so pretty. And I think I have been foiling everything lately, which can be a good thing. So for this, I'm going to use the toner paper and get the reverse effect with black showing through. And when you do that, you've used all of that foil, and it is amazing that you can use every little piece of that foil. So I'm going to put this back here. We'll see how this looks. If it's all nice and flat. See how, I don't know if you could tell before that it was bumpy, but I like it. I have better results if I take the 30 seconds to run it through the laminator one more time. I get better results when I'm using it on the toner paper. And if I'm going to do this, I want it to look the best it can. So now I just line that up and stick it back in here. And I'll run that one through twice. And while that's running through, I'm going to show you a couple different ways. Like I said, this is the this I colored, and so I would have had one like this, and I colored it and then foiled it. That's how I got the color. But this one I just foiled, and I used it also on the toner paper to have the opposite effect. Now when I did this, I took and I lined these up because I'm going to put it through my die cutting machine. And I used just a stitched frame die that I have. You get those favorite dies, and I seem to use this one all the time. So usually I use the one just a size down from this, but because this Love You is so big, I had to go all the way to the A2 size. And then I took the Love You and I ran them through my die cutting machine at the same time. So I got this positioned exactly how I wanted it. And then I use some purple tape, and I'm just going to come across here, and I make sure I get some of that purple tape on the acrylic to help it not move. That way everything stays in place and it's not going to shift, and that is going to come out exactly the way I want it. And then I put my other plate on and I ran it through my die cutting machine. I ran it through twice, only because the frame will cut easily, but the Love You, I wanted to make sure I got all of those little pieces. So I ran that through twice. And when it came out, I got all of the pieces. So over here, I have this one. This is the opposite of this. I used 2 pieces of the cardstock. I colored one and I just foiled the other to have that light effect. Whereas on these ones, I used the toner paper and the cardstock, so you have the black in there. I wanted to try one without the black, so that's what I got. And then here are the extra pieces that come out. Now I've already, if you can see, right there, I've already glued the little inside of the E down because I didn't want to lose it. And I knew somehow, because it's so tiny, I may lose it. So this is going to go inside here. And I just use the Ultra Bond. And I'm going to take the cap off and use a craft stick, a toothpick kind of craft stick. That way I'm able to get glue on, but control it a little bit more than getting a big glob. And Ultra Bond does actually make an ultra fine tip that you can put on the tip of the glue so that it comes out super fine. But for years and years, I've always worked with grabbing my glue with a stick. Sometimes I'll do it straight from the bottle, but it's not very often. So this works. And you want to make sure you get, like, you don't have to get the entire thing, but you want to make sure you get the little pieces that might pop up. And make sure you just have, you don't need a lot of glue. You just need little dabs here and there, because it's going to inlay perfectly because you've die cut these together. It's going to inlay in there perfectly. And that'll help hold it in place too. So I just start, I want to make sure you guys can see this. I just start at one of the bigger pieces, so the bottom of the Y, and I want to make sure it's fitting exactly where it belongs, because that way it's almost like one piece of paper. So this one needs to move over just a bit, and I already have the inside of the E there. And because you're using glue, you're able to manipulate it just a little bit as you need to. There. So that is how you do that. Now you don't want these to be solid white, so I kept all of the little pieces that came out when I die cut it. I kept those little pieces. And you just take and glue those in also, because that just totally finishes the look of the card. Gina, thanks for telling people to share the video. Yes, if you like, share, and comment, you will get entered into the giveaway this week. And use the hashtag Bella Crafts. And yeah, be sure and share it, because there's a lot of people that you guys know that we don't know, and that way more people can see how to do this awesome technique. So this is a funny looking shape, but it fits perfectly because this is what came out. And you just put those in place. Now I'm just going to make sure, I'm just going to set these in here so you can see what it'll look like, and then I'll glue them later. But it doesn't take a lot of time. The hardest part of this was making sure to save that little part of that E and stick that on there right away. So those aren't glued in, but see how beautiful that is? I mean, it gives you a totally different look. It's just the opposite, but I love how it looks. This one needs to be moved just a titch. There we go. So it's an easy technique and it just looks fabulous. So I wanted to show you that. And I think I have run this through twice. Not 100% sure, but I think I ran it through a second time. So this is on the toner paper. And like I said, the reveal is the best part. Oh my goodness, isn't that stunning? That is so beautiful with that glittery foil and this delicate flower pattern. So these two pieces I'll use to make another card. But I wanted to show you, okay, so this is how you do it with the inlay. But I was playing around to see, because I know not everybody loves to mess with all those little tiny pieces. This one isn't finished. It's not on a card base. But you kind of get the same results. I used the red foil on here, and I don't know that I like the red as much as the gold on the white. I don't think there's enough contrast, but you can get this same look without doing the inlay if you want, by using the Masking Magic. So the Masking Magic, what you would do is you would die cut your Love You out. So I just stuck that on there and I die cut that out. And Masking Magic is fabulous stuff that has a temporary hold. Now, if you're super careful, you can use it, and you can use it a second time, and that's what I did here. I pulled it off super carefully, and then I placed it on here. So all I did was color over this. So I did that. I colored the entire thing, and then I pulled this away to reveal the Love You, so that part wasn't colored, and then I put this through with foil. So you can get this look without doing all of the inlay work. But then, because I can't just stop, right before I went on, I did that red foil like this, and I did it with the circles right here. So I die cut this, and I thought that's perfect for a card front all by itself with just the love you. And here's a card front. Let me show you. The hardest part of this is getting the top exactly right with your card base. But see, this is a fabulous card too if you just wanted to foil and do that. But then I didn't want to waste this. So of course, if you did this, so I want to show you. When you glue this, I take my card on the side and I put the edges to my counter and shift it, and then I'll glue that down so that that's the way I found I could get it the straightest. Here, I'll actually show you because I want to show you this card. And you can use glue or you can use tape for this part. So I take and make sure they're both touching the ground, and I try to make sure they're even on the sides there. It's a tiny bit off right there. There. And then because I put that other piece on the black, I cut some black out for this, and you would glue that down, and then you would glue these down. So I just wanted to show you, you don't have to have both pieces foiled. You can use, like, this is just regular black cardstock, but it gives you another distinctive look. And this isn't glued down, so you can't see it exactly. I'll take the time and glue the entire thing down and share it on our Facebook page. And I believe I lost that little tiny bit of that E. So I will take a little tiny piece of this and die cut that word one more time to get that E. But isn't that fun? These are just fun and easy. And what you can do with dies, I just love it. So oops, that one isn't totally glued down either, so I'm just going to show you this one. And I will show you these two, because these two are done. So quick and easy. I mean, it's not real hard to do. And I'm just going to see, die cut a few little hearts to it here. Yes, Rebecca, that would be beautiful. It would add just the right touch. Thank you, Gina. That flower pattern is beautiful, Rebecca, yes. I make it look easy. Joyce, you haven't tried foiling before? Foiling is so much fun and it's addictive, so be prepared to play around for a day just foiling all sorts of things, and then you can create with all those pieces you've foiled. That's where I had these foiled this morning, and I just tried it real quick because this is what I thought of in my mind to do. And it worked so nicely, I thought, oh, I need to do it in pink, of course, and red. So I hope you guys liked the project, and make sure you like, share, and comment with the hashtag Bella Crafts, and you'll be entered for the giveaway. And for last week's giveaway, which was sponsored by Plaid, and they gave away two $50 gift boxes. And Lisa announced one on her live this afternoon, and mine, I'm going to announce, her name is Joanne Barclay. So Joanne, you have 24 hours to give us a shout out and get your information to us so that Plaid can get your prize package out to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you next week again, 12 noon for Lisa Central Time and 2 o'clock Central Time for me. So until next time, have fun and be creative. Bye everyone.